everyone. Welcome to another episode. I am your host, the only Kayla, and today I have a very special guest stopping by Mega ATL Radio. So, my guest today is a rapper coming all the way from California, and he is doing some big things, and we are going to get into it today. So, first, I want to say thank you so much to B3 for stopping by Mega Atlanta Radio.
Bro, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Honestly, you've been doing some amazing things, and we're going to get into everything that you got going on. But like I said, thank you so much for stopping by. You came all the way from California to ATL.
Yeah.
Tell me, how is this city treating you so far?
The city's treating me well. It's like my second home. I lived out here about a year and a half, about like 3-4 years ago. And, I'm just visiting some old friends and eating at all my favorite spots. I go back home tomorrow, so I got a whole day to play. Maybe I'll hit Magic or something.
That'll be a good time. So, tell me, you are a rapper. As we mentioned, you got a lot going on. You got the release of an album.
Yeah.
But first, tell me about growing up in California. What part of Cali are you from?
I'm from Bakersfield, California.
And for those who have never been, how far is that from like LA?
It's about an hour 30. It's the last city still considered Southern California.
Okay.
So after Bakersfield, after that is North California.
Okay, so tell us, what was it like growing up in California? You're born and raised out there, right?
I love it. I'm a Cali boy for sure. No, growing up in Bakersfield, just a small little community. It's actually getting bigger, to be completely honest with you. It's home. I love the fact that, like I live in LA now. There isn't any traffic there. I know where everything's at, and it's just like it's like you being back at home.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I love it. Like it is a part of me. It is who I am. It made me who I am, and I love Bakersfield. I live in Los Angeles now. I would back and forth because my grandparents lived in LA. So I would go to LA from time to time, but Bakersfield, if you ask me, my home, Bakersfield is my home. It's a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and it's my home.
Aside from, California living, you are a rapper.
Yes.
Tell me, when did you start rapping? Like, when did you start to
seriously
realize?
taking it?
Yeah.
I started seriously taking it in high school. Well, actually, yeah. Okay, so funny story. So I went to because I played football in high school. I was like really focused on football. I wanted to play football. I was really good. One day, well, he was my friend. We're not friends now, but he was like, "Hey, you want to come back to the house? I got 2K if you're trying to play." And I did. So I was like, "Whatever, cool, like whatever." So we went to his house. We went to play 2K, but his controller wasn't working. So I was like, "Damn." He's like, "Well, I got a mic if you want to just play rap, whatever." So I was like, "All right, cool. Like, I'm already here." So I made the crappiest little, I just couldn't rap. I wasn't good at all.
Mm-hmm.
So then I said, "All right, man, erase that. Like, I'm not trying to put this out." And then next day he's selling out CDs, giving CDs of all this stuff, and then it was just bad. So like I had got bullied and shit, and I was like, you know what? Said I guess I really got to rap. So then I started rapping, and then a producer that I didn't even know really like that, he hit me. He went to the same school as I did. He hit me in the MySpace. Was like, "Yo, I see potential. I make beats. Let's try it. Let's try something." I said, "All right, cool." So then I had linked with him. I did one song, and it came out dope. So then there's other rappers, I guess, in my school that were like, "Hey, man, like let's form a group." So we formed a group, and I started rapping, and I kept doing it, and then I graduated, and then I went to Bakersfield College, which is a JUCO, and I had to make the decision if I wanted to go to football practice, because I was trying to play still.
Yeah.
If I wanted to play football or if I wanted to stay and I was in a session, and I was like, "Nah, man, I'm trying to do music." So then after that, it just then I opened up for the Pack, started doing shows in Bakersfield. Then I ran off, kept going.
So you had to decide between music and football.
Well, football for me wasn't fun anymore. It became more politics. And besides, like, I started at a very young age, so my body wasn't like A1. You know what I mean? Like I was getting aches and pains and bumps and bruises that were more like long term. Like I feel it now to this day. Like I haven't played football in years. and I'll have random headaches, or I'll sit down and my knee just crack, or
Yeah.
and it's just I was just like, man, like and it wasn't fun anymore, and I was like, and I enjoyed the studio. I enjoy making music. I enjoy being in that zone. I enjoy just writing. I enjoy the looks on people's faces when I'm spinning my verse, and they're just like, oh shit, I gotta change my verse, or oh shit, or they'll laugh or they'll scream. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that feeling for me is just it's second to none. Other than I have a child and a wife. Nobody tops that. But
Right.
it's just I love it.
It's like an adrenaline rush, right?
Yeah, it's great. Like I love it.
So after, you made that decision, which I was going to ask, was it really hard for you because, you were in school for football and then now you found your passion for music. But like you said, it just wasn't fun anymore. And you were able to find your real passion, which is music.
Mm-hmm.
So once you made that decision, like, all right, this is what I'm going to do, you formed a group. Now, I know at some point in your journey, you end up getting signed, right, to Eric Bellinger?
Yeah.
Or part of his team?
Yeah, part of his team. It was more of a verbal thing.
Okay. So tell me about that.
So what had happened was I moved to LA. Oh, go ahead. What are you?
No, sorry. I was gonna say what was the time frame from making the decision to pursue music after football and then
a couple years
hooking up with Eric.
A couple of years. So it was more verbal. So my friend Jay Pitt, shout out Jay Pitt. His friend is Raziel, who's on GOAT, A-Rock, who's on GOAT. So I was living with him because he was doing music too, and then I met Raziel, A-Rock. So then we vibed, and then all of a sudden I'm with A-Rock now. I'm recording with A-Rock. I'm building a relationship. So then he started working with Eric, started being his artist. So I was around, I would record at their studio and just be like, hey, man, like, I'll pay you. I just want to record you, so don't worry about it. Like, I got you. Don't worry about it. And he'll hop on some stuff too, and it was cool. So then Eric came along, and then Neiman came along. And I didn't really tell them, Neiman is his manager. I didn't really tell him that I did music really like that. I was kind of just waiting for the right opportunity because I wasn't really trying to be thirsty.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, check me out. I was like, man, I'm going to wait for them to asked me to hear my music. So then what had happened was I was going to open up for Eric in Bakersfield at Club 21. But before that, I had to go to Minnesota for like 2 weeks. So I saw Eric and I was leaving. I was like, oh, we were cool. Like, we were cool. We weren't like best friends, but we were acquaintances and shit. We were cool. So I shook his hand. I was like, yeah, I'm about to open up for you in Bakersfield in about 2 weeks. I'm going to Minnesota, but I'll see you when I get back. And then Eric was like, what? And then he was like, you do music? I was like, yeah. He's like, let me hear your music. So I think they thought that because the way I looked or whatnot, like I get that a lot. A lot of people take a look at me and it's just like, bro, you can't rap. Like you're trash. Like then they hear the music and they're like, oh shit, like you're fucking great. I can cuss, right? Or no?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. And
No,
like, wow,
good.
you're fucking great. Like you're dope. So I showed them 2 joints and they were like, oh shit. So then they were like, oh yeah, man, like we you on the team. I said, all right, cool. So I started where it was Eric was the guy. Then they had Raziel, who was A-Rock. Then they had Lisi, and then me at the end. You know what I mean? And I was just like, that's cool. Like I'm with it. But my living situation, because I was a starving artist. I wasn't living at home, so I was my last job was I was an annoying ass person at the mall. Let me clean your shoes. It's free. Da 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 da. Make one look A1 and charge you an arm and a leg for the other one to get to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, man, like I'm trying to go. So then it got to a point where they just wanted to focus on Eric, which is cool, it's fine. But I built relationships with producers, so now they still produce for me. You know what I mean? So then after that, I was just like, man, like I'm, and even Rozzy will tell you like it's all good. Like we really didn't need them because it's more, we doing shit now on our terms. You know what I mean? His terms, but it's still love, and it's all good. I'm not tripping. Every time we see each other, what up? You know what I mean? But
and it was a stepping stone for you. I think.
And I learned a lot. I'm sorry.
No,
I learned a lot when it came to songwriting, bro. I would look at Eric, and I would just like I studied a lot from him, and Rozzy as well. And their songwriting skills is something that I've never done before. And then ever since I saw them, I was just like, that's a formula. I'm about to follow the same formula. Then my songwriting skills got out of there. Like it's I learned a lot, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm very thankful for that. Like I'm not hating, I'm not bashing, I'm not nothing. I got nothing but love for all of them,
Mm-hmm.
even the producers that still produce me. And I learned a lot, and it was something that I think I needed at that time.
Yeah. I
So
think everything in life, like I feel like everything happens for a reason. And like you said, the lessons that you learned there were invaluable, right? So
yeah,
you were able to learn, see behind the scenes. You're able to get that
which is
experience.
cool.
You're able to learn about songwriting and see how other people create and make music. So I think that's really dope.
Yeah,
So after you went basically like, independent, you've always been independent, right?
yeah,
Are you still independent?
yes.
Are you interested in signing to a label, or do you want to stay the independent route?
Nah, I definitely want to sign to a label for sure. Cause like independence, it's a lot and it's cool. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But like, I need something like I hate saying this, but like,
Resources.
yeah, like I need a
Mm-hmm.
little more than what I have now.
Yeah, no,
You
of
know what I'm
course.
saying?
I know there's always like this stigma now where it's like there's a wave of people, artists who are like, no, go independent, go independent. And then there's the other artists that are like, no, it's better to sign. And I think it just depends on the
I
artist.
feel like in going independent, there's certain things that need to line up in your life.
Right.
Like for instance, if you go independent, like you should be single, no kids, no nothing, and just focus all on music. But me,
Mm-hmm.
I have to provide for my family. So
Yeah.
my job that I have, and I make time for music, but I don't have as much time to boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Because then that's where relationships get messed up, and
Mm-hmm.
a label, at least I have more resources and I'll know
Right.
more. You know what I mean?
More
Instead of
connections, more
yeah,
networking, more resources, all that stuff.
yeah,
So let's definitely talk about the music. So
yes,
I had the pleasure of listening to your album, and we'll talk about this album that just came out and the ones
yeah,
that you have dropped also. So correct me if I'm wrong, but the way I would describe your music is like old school hip hop. Like that's the
mhm,
type of vibe that I get from it. It's like you're spitting, you're rapping. I'm loving the beats, and it's definitely something different than what we're hearing right now. Right,
yeah.
right now you hear like a lot of the drill stuff is taken off, and just different sounds. But I
Yeah.
really, really do enjoy your music. Tell me, would you say it has the same vibe, like in terms of like old school hip hop, just spitting bars?
Well, I was definitely influenced by old school for sure. I can't really tell you. Like I'm me.
Yeah, it
I
sounds
don't
like
try to
hip hop though.
copy.
I'll tell you
Yeah,
that.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, I try not to follow trends
Mm-hmm.
because trends die. You know what I mean?
They do.
I want to be more longevity than I was hot here for a second, and then I started doing what everybody else is doing, and not, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You're right. Like I definitely I'm very influenced by old school hip hop for sure. Cube, Biggie,
Mm-hmm.
Big Pun, Lil Wayne, uh, Drake, Kanye, Jay-Z, Nas, all the old guys. If you asked me to name a new rapper, I couldn't even tell you. So like I kind of like stick in my own which it's nothing against them. It's just a lot of the stuff that I'm hearing I'm not really into. You know
Yeah,
what I
not
mean?
everybody has their own taste in music.
For sure.
So let's talk about Mark of the Beast.
Yes.
Definitely,
Go ahead. Go ahead. We talked
definitely,
about it.
yeah,
Go ahead.
definitely a catchy, an interesting title.
Yes.
Why Mark of the
Okay,
Beast?
so I was gonna name it Valley Fever 2. I had a Valley
I
Fever
like Valley
1.
Fever too. I like the sound of that.
But I have a Valley Fever 1, but
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
really push it out like that. So not too many people knew that I had a Valley Fever 1. Then I thought about it, I was like, dude, I put my all, and this is by far my best work ever. And I was like, and I've been thinking about changing my rap name to Beast, because there's a B3 already.
Yeah.
So I'm like, like the Mark of the Beast, like this is the transformation of introducing you to the Beast. And they call me. I have a song called Beast of Baco. A lot of people call me Beast.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of BEAST, it's B3AST. But I didn't mean, if you look at the album art, I didn't mean anything satanic. Like, bro, Jesus is king. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a believer. Jesus died on the cross for our sins.
Mm-hmm.
I'm spirit filled. Everything. I love Jesus, bro. God is the homie.
Yeah,
So
no.
I would never, I
I'm
would
just
never
messing
do.
with you.
No, it's all good. I would never do anything to jeopardize my relationship with him. But I was like, Mark of the Beast. It's more of a wordplay kind of thing, and they call Beast is Beast of Baco B3 AST, and I'm like, you know what, like, let me do that instead of Valley Fever 2, and it's more catchy. And I actually prayed on it, to be honest. It was either gonna be Belly of the Beast or Mark of the Beast, but then I was trying to see what album art would work better. And if you look at my album art, it's a barcode with music notes coming out. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how, that was my thought process. And I was like, you know what? We'll call him Mark of the Beast.
Yeah, no, definitely catchy. And that's actually the first thing that I thought of. I was like, well, he goes by Beast, so it's definitely a play on words. But like I said, very catchy. So you got 10 tracks on Mark of the Beast. I'm going to name you the tracks and you tell me what they're about.
Go ahead.
All right. So, of course, you got the intro. We'll go to track 2, Just Being Honest. What is that about?
Just Being Honest is just me being honest. No, that's my favorite song of the album. I was in war mode at that time because something had happened, and I was like, okay, so I think I'm gonna have to go, heads up with somebody, but it never happened.
Okay,
but
good.
I was just more like, I was just like, if you hear it, it was a lot of passion, it was more of that song more of a war cry, like, yo, I'm ready when you are. You know what I mean? If you really listen to it, but it
was with, you were having a falling out with another
problem,
person?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Were you able to resolve that?
Not, his end wants to, and I don't mind. I'm very forgiving, but there needs to be an apologize. It needs to be more apologetic.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I have no problem with anybody,
Yeah.
I'm always open, bro. I'm very forgiving. I would hate one day, oh no, God don't forgive me for what I do, then I'm screwed.
Right.
Who am I not to forgive?
Right.
So, yeah.
No, that's good. And I hope you definitely worked that situation out, but I love that you were able to put it in a song.
Yeah.
Track number 3. Now, how do you pronounce this? R?
Oh, no way. No way.
R-Y-U?
Come on. You know it. Come on.
R-Y-U?
Ryu. You know who Ryu is?
No.
From Street Fighter? Hadouken. You know who Ryu is.
Oh, Ryu?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That's so embarrassing.
When you listen to that, that's fine. When you listen to that song, the last bar is Hadouken. You heard? Have you heard that song? Ryu? Yeah.
All right, I'm going to have to ask that again. Okay, so track number 3, Ryu. What is that about?
It's just my favorite Street Fighter character. To be honest, it was just me just going crazy. And then I was like, yo, like I was either Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. I was gonna do that Get Over Here at the end because I always wanted to like rhyme something like a move that they did. I was just a nerd in me. I'm sorry, like I play video games. But Ryu was like my favorite.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, Ryu's like my favorite Street Fighter. So his little Hadouken, like for instance, I said on these bars I go stupid on my Ryu shit Hadouken. Like who rides Hadouken with stupid? You know what I mean?
That's cool.
So that's kind of what I wanted to do with that situation. But yeah, I was just spitting and I was like, oh, like how can I end this? That's more like creative, more like. I was more creative with it. I was like, oh shit, nobody would know that I did that.
Yeah.
Unless they listen to it. So yeah.
That's dope. Track number 4, City's All Mine.
City's All Mine, because City's All Mine. Bakersfield is mine. There's a lot of rappers in there I got a lot of love for. I don't hate on anybody. Anybody that loves to do what they love doing and makes them happy, I'm all for it. But when it comes to the city and music and rap, like not a lot of people. A lot of rappers in my city sound the same. They all want to be Nip or YG or Blueface or you know what I mean? And I mean, like I said, I'm different. And, it's just City's On Mine. It's just like letting you know, like, don't come for me. Like, this is my city. And, and I get a lot of love for a lot of rappers out there too. So it's all good. But yeah, City's On Mine.
No, that's dope. And I love that you come from LA and you're like, that you come from Cali, right? And that you're always big up your city. You always big up, Bakersfield. You big up California. But your music is so different.
Yeah.
You don't have, like
I don't want to sound like anybody.
You don't have that, like, YG, Blueface type of music. And I love that it's so different, but that you come from the city.
You got to be yourself. You got to be different. You got to be who you are. And a lot of rappers in my city haven't found themselves, and it's fine.
Yeah.
It'll happen.
Everybody will find
It
themselves
took a
eventually.
minute. It took a minute for me to. I wanted to be Lil Wayne. I was fucking laughing in my songs like him every other verses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just, a wise man once told me, he was like, "There's already a Lil Wayne, so you want to be another one? That's not gonna happen because there's already one. So why don't you be B3?" After that, it messed me up. I was like, "Bro, you're right." Like,
Yeah.
So.
Number 5, La Raza 2023.
Yeah, so La Raza 2023. If you think about it, a lot of old stuff is coming back new.
Yeah.
With different beat. I feel like
Meaning like the samples?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
everybody's using samples now.
And I feel like no one's touching the Hispanic lane. No one's touched La Raza. That's the one that started it all. Bro, La Raza 2023, that's radio. Like, I feel like if I get that in the right hands, that's out of here. Like, this, La Raza, and it's family. You know what I mean? And I'm so fired up about this song because, like, it's a gem that needs to be out. And all I can do is just keep trying to get out. But it needs to hear the right ears, and I guarantee that it's going to get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's sampled La Raza. Nobody's done that. No, this is a first.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, definitely a dope song.
Trying.
No, we're gonna get it out. We are gonna get it out.
Please.
Number 6, Run It Up. What's that about?
Oh, just
running up the money.
Me and my boy, we were in the studio, and it was the hook. I liked. It came up, run it up, and we were off to 1942.
1942.
So we just decided to just do it.
Got that liquid courage in you.
Yeah. Better. Okay, so I was inspired. I listened to How to Love before the session.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
The Lil Wayne song? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Lil Wayne song. And I was like, I want to do something like that. So if you listen to Better, I'm talking about how a girl is in an abusive relationship with a guy, but she's trying to work it out for her kids. She's a stripper. She gets tempted all the time while she's working. Then the second verse is stripper money getting low. So she decided to go and take it on the road, going state to state, out on Backpage, now looking for them dates. Because, Backpage, you know what I mean? And it's just, now she's doing that to make money for her kids, kind of thing. And it's just, it's
a story.
It's a story.
That's dope. Track number 8, All Right.
All Right was just, all right. We were, shout out OG Roman Stage. Stage actually has a song with Rick Ross, and he's actually Billboard, like he's actually signed. And he was a homie, and OG Rome, he's the homie as well. So we all linked up, and he was like, "You got something?" And I played it, and they're like, "Yeah, we got to get on this." So it was just more of a collab kind of thing. But yeah, All Right is just, it's all right.
Number 9, I Don't Give Up.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, it's
Sleep.
just I don't give a
Yeah.
And that's from me and my favorite rapper in the city. We did a duet together, and that's on that song. And that's the only person I feel like can run with me when it comes to like lyrics and stuff. And it was just a fun song. Like, and if you listen to it, he makes fun of me. He's like, "Bro, you did that not you sound like Lil Nas X on that hook." I was like, "Yeah, I kind of do, but." It sounds good, so I get a lot of love. Some shout out to Santana. She actually did she's from our city. She did a stripper pole dance to that song, and I posted it.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that. It was nice. Yeah. And lastly, one of my favorites, Smiling Faces.
Smiling Faces was more like a ha 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 ha. You couldn't do it. You know what I mean? Like, because I had a lot of haters. A lot of people tell me that I couldn't do what I'm doing, and it's just like, now I'm doing it. Now what? You know what I mean? So I like Smiling Faces too. Smiling Faces actually is produced by one of my high school producers. So we're still friends, and he sent it to me. He was like, "Hey, I got something for you." And I was like, "No way. I didn't know you did beats anymore." So yeah, I do some. He's a teacher now. Shout out Tony Tracks. And he was like, "Yeah, I got something for you." And I was like, "Fuck." So then I sent him the song. He's all, "Oh my God." Like he actually teared up. He was just like, "Man, like, I'm so happy for you. Like, you're doing everything that we wanted to do, and then you just keep going." I was like, "Thank you so much."
Yeah, that's so amazing. One thing I do have to say, I love your creative process. I love how you tell a story in your music, and it was a very well produced, mastered, mixed body of work. Tell me, what are you most proud of for this when you drop this album?
I was proud of just the people to listen to it because it almost didn't come out. I was at a point in my life where I was like, I was down. The album was halfway done, and I was down because like a lot of things were happening in my life that like kind of was like, for instance, I was working on this album while I was finishing up. Like I just had finished up Beauty and the Beast with Valerie. Shout out Valerie. I love her to death. So then I'm trying to put a show together, and I put a show together, and I'm charging people $10 to come see me and her, and it's just like a problem. And I'm like, so wait, you're not, I took it to my head, like, you're not gonna support me, like I'm, and then on top of that, I had got nominated for Best Rap Album for the Central Valley Music Awards. I won 98% of the vote, and they gave it to somebody that was from their city. So that was discouraging.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I had, my wife was just getting ready to pop. So I had a lot of, I had to be there with her, and there was a lot going on there. So I almost just said, forget this. But then a couple months later, I realized that I don't do music for you. I don't do music for nobody but myself. I love doing what I love to do. And if it keeps me happy, keeps me sane, then I'm gonna do it. If you listen to it, thank you. And if you don't, that's fine. That's cool. But I'm from what I'm most proud of is just getting the music out and letting people know that I'm still here, that I'm very elite. I can rap. Like I can run. You put me in the jungle with the lions, I'll be the pack leader within 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Like I'm ready. You put me in the game right now, I'll do damage. You know what I mean? So you want a songwriter, that's fine. You know what I mean? I'm very proud of this because I put my all into it, mixing, mastering the beats, and it's my baby. Like this is like my favorite child out of all the other projects I've put out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm excited. That's what
I know. I know it's a lot. And just being in this business and industry, sometimes it feels like it's too much, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not just like you have to focus on, like you have the ability to just focus on music. You have a life and a wife and a child and just life that happens every day. And so I know it can be stressful. Trust me. I know it can be very stressful. But I'm happy that you are not letting the haters and the naysayers get to you because, I mean, listen, all the big stars that we see today, at some point in their career before they blew up, somebody was telling them they should stop.
Yeah.
Someone was telling them that they should quit, or, people were not, supporting them maybe the way that they wanted to be supported. So I think that you should continue to be on this journey because it's, your work speaks for itself and your talent speaks for itself. And I read a quote the other day that was so like eye-opening for me because I was just in my own head the other day too, like, oh, this, that, and the third. And it was like, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey.
Yeah.
And sometimes we get so focused on where we want to be instead of like, you know what, it's a process and it's a journey. And when you come out on the other side and when you come out on top, you're going to be able to relate to so many people because you're like, yo, I went through this, and I didn't almost drop this, but
Yeah, I agree.
You're coming out on top.
I completely agree. I agree 100%.
And it's funny you mentioned that this was your favorite project because that was going to be my next question, which was like, out of the projects that you released, this one is your favorite, right?
This was my favorite. You gotta just listen to it.
It felt very close to you.
Very.
Like something, like you said, your baby. It was, I feel like when your fans listen to it, they're going to feel like they know a little bit more about you.
This is the hardest I've promoed for an album, too.
I see you on a crazy promo run.
That's what I'm saying. This is
outside.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying.
Outside.
I'm supposed to do an interview on Monday, too. So I fly back, and then I'm supposed to do an interview as well that day. So we'll see how that goes. But, yeah, no, I'm trying, man. Like, why have a product that's just going to sit? Yeah, I can send the texts out. Yeah, I can send the Instagrams out. Nah, man.
No, you did release Mark of the Beast this year. What do you have planned for the rest of the year?
So I have I'm supposed to do a festival in Bakersfield in May.
Nice, congratulations.
But I probably have to fly in because I'll be in Oklahoma working, and I'll probably have to fly in for that. Then I have the Bakersfield Music Awards in April. So I got to see what's up. Hopefully, Beauty and the Beast gets nominated. So, but other than that, just keep trying to do promo and keep trying to promote it and hit people up podcasts like I hit you up and see how it goes. I'm going a whole solid year of just going crazy with the podcast, going crazy with the promotion, and you know what I mean, and get people to listen to, because this album is special.
It's worth listening to.
And it leaves. A podcast told me, bro, you left me wanting more. Like I feel like 10 songs wasn't enough. Like I want more, and it's like that's exactly what I wanted you guys to want more. So wait till wait till my next project, and my next project is actually I'm gonna do an EP called Atlanta. So
you're gonna call it Atlanta? Oh wow, that's so amazing. What made you want to name it Atlanta?
When I lived out here, I was so influenced with the culture, and I was so influenced with the music, and it's just like, dude, like I kind of fell in love with it, and I was just like, man, like I want to do all trap beats, all Atlanta style stuff, and see how that comes out. It's gonna be and I want to challenge myself, because I don't want my next project to sound like the same project I just put out. So I'm challenging myself on more trap, more drill, more that stuff, just to see if I could do it. And if it's horrible, I won't put it out. But if it sounds dope, then I'm only gonna do 6-7 songs and that's it. But yeah, I fell in love with the culture. Like I was like, man, like the strip club culture, the music they play in the strip clubs is, it's like, dude, that shit's tight. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna call it Atlanta.
Do you plan on releasing it this year or next year?
Maybe beginning of next year.
Okay. So you have
I'm letting my baby breathe.
I was just gonna say you're gonna let Mark of the Beast breathe a little bit. Yeah,
breathe for a year. But I want people to know that I'm still working though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That I'm not just sitting at home relying on this album. That I'm still, and I'm doing features too. I got a couple features coming up. Just nobody really big, but I got I love doing features. I try not to charge people. And I need to. I really do need to. Because, like, when you make sense of it, like you're paying for my time and energy. It'd be one thing if we were in the studio together. Hop on this real quick, bro.
Right.
Like, all right, cool. But if you're sending me stuff and I got to book studio time and I got to take my time out of my day to write, then it's like, yeah, I need to charge.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna charge an arm and a leg. Although I feel like I'm worth M's for sure, but I'm maybe like 500, maybe to 1,000 at the most. That's not bad, and you're gonna get quality out of me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
So, just a couple features, and I'm also gonna be working on a movie. I can't tell you it yet, but I told you off air.
Yes, but, I got the exclusive tea. But
and she got the exclusive tea on what I just got done working on.
Yes, and what you're going to be working on too later this year, which I am like fangirling over.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
that guy that I told you about, he's real cool, very cool, and so is that girl I told you about.
Yep,
she's Puerto Rican, as you told me. So yeah, she's cool.
Yeah, you guys are gonna know exactly.
It's crazy when you guys see, you'll be like, what?
Yeah, I'm really, really excited about that. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Or where would you like to see yourself in the next 5 years?
Just still doing what I love doing. I feel like my back is against the wall. Like, I love working for the movie industry that I'm doing now. I love being around my dad and my family doing that. But, like, this is what I love to do. Like, I would love just to just do music and be paid to do music and sign with a label and just take off, because I feel like I'm different, and I'm what the rap game needs right now. You know what I mean? Especially with La Raza, like, bro, we take that out, boom, Mexicans is back on the map, bro. There ain't no Mexican. What Mexican rapper is mainstream right now? And you listen to La Raza, it's not a mainstream song. Can you not hear that play on your radio station? Be honest.
Yeah.
Be honest.
No, yeah, for sure.
And I was
just thinking of Mexican mainstream artists right now. That's why you caught me off guard.
Cap G. He hasn't made anything since.
He's actually from Atlanta too.
Yeah, I fuck with Cap. King Lil G.
I know. What's that? Santa Fe Clan. Is that his name?
Yeah, they're dope, but they're not Mexican. Mainstream though.
No, they're huge though, but I don't think they're mainstream.
Yeah.
Beginning a little bit. But I don't hear him on the radio.
Yeah.
We got a song playing here.
Oh, okay. But we're
I need you to get La Raza played,
yeah.
please.
Um.
But 5
yeah.
years just doing what I love doing and just watching my little one grow. I have a little girl. Her name's Nevaeh Love Benavides. Maybe have another one. I'm just gonna have 2 and then call it a day.
Well, listen, I want to say thank you so much for stopping by Mega Atlanta
Thank
Radio.
you.
I really appreciate it. I always love to talk to up and coming artists because you just never know
Yeah.
where someone's gonna be in their career. And I listened to the music. I love the music. I thought it was really good. It reminded me of that real hip hop, vibe, which is something that I think we all need right now.
What's your favorite song on the album?
Smiling Faces.
Smiling Faces.
Yes.
Okay.
Track number 10. But no, really, I do want to say thank you so much from coming all the way from California to ATL, for stopping by the radio station, and for just, sharing with us a piece of you.
Thank you for letting me share a piece of me.
I appreciate it. I look forward to all your continued success. And we're going to get La Raza 2023 up. We're going to get it. We're going to make it pop.
Please.
Thank you so much, B3. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.